Yo, keep me activated. Yo, it's about like 3 a.m. boys. So I'm gonna go impromptu for the boys. So I'm gonna talk about three things. So first thing is what we feel like we need in an update for this game, or what we'd like to see added. All these things are simple things, and or at least we feel like they're simple to be added. Then the second one is like the history of this game, because a lot of times I talk about this illusion like in freeze era or whatever you want to say, like time, like last year in like the haddock or like turret time. Because if you haven't been through some of those things, to be like, or the Totera like flame, how OP all those things were and how glitchy it was and made you want to quit and toss your phone. And if you haven't been through those things, you wouldn't really realize the change that is going on. Then also, for example, like why I emoji so much. That's the last part I'm going to talk about, which plays into the history. Okay, so first thing first, right? Okay, no, not that. Okay, so right here, where it says, not right now, brothers, where it says like the little cups, right? So a lot of people feel like there should be more added to this vibe right here. So for example, like it shouldn't stop at 4,000. There should be another layer that says like 6,000, another one that says 8,000, another one that says 10,000, then like 14,000 plus whatever, right? Or whatever you want to do, 10,000 plus. But from that perspective, the matchup will be much better, or at least we feel like it would be better, because there's different tiers. Then if you put that part right there, it's kind of simple. Then also, right, where it says fleet right here, right? Okay, when you do fleet battle, for example, you do create and do ready or whatever, right? Once you press go, you cannot cancel, and that needs to be changed, because like that could be super annoying for the boys. Okay, I'm going off the top of my dome right here. Then another thing that needs to be changed, right? It's like this. This ship right here. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it 100, I guess, and just talk fast. The ship needs an update. Definitely not really usable, and it gets destroyed in like 14 seconds. And if you can update this in some way, it adds a different variety to the game. And this right here probably needs a little tweak, if anything, nothing too crazy. Because I've seen somebody, you have like a level 190 one of these, and I was like, what is that kind of thing right there? And it was all, I don't know, it was crazy. It was my dude, Thunder Beaver. Okay, so right there, it definitely needs to be changed. Then a different perspective is like this, right? Where you go, we just like it. So people feel like you need a different mode. And you can also add weather to the game. Like you can add like snow, rain, whatever you want to add, just to add a different flair. And like a different mode that you could add just to like keep it whatever, just to keep it simple without being too complex, would be like a free-for-all mode or like a battle royale mode. So it's just pretty much you go there and you get like whatever, like instead of like 3 minutes, you get like 5 minutes to go at it. Then like you could tie or something like that. Or people are thinking about like capture the flag, whatever. But that free for all would just be like a easy start to do, just to add like a different flair, I guess you could do. But okay, okay. Or you could do like a instead of a 5v5, people would say stuff like a 3v3, because anything less than that might make it a little bit too complicated. Like, because it'd be hard to do like 1v1 with certain ships depending on the captains and stuff like that. Because somebody could just come with like an illusion freeze and just end you. But okay, so from that perspective, right? Okay, so far, whatever, you guys can add whatever you want to add to this comment or whatever. But it's like this. Then from that perspective, those few things right there would just be a little boost that's needed to the game. Then more events also is definitely a fact, because it's not hard to do an event per se, because it's not like, I guess you're giving anything necessarily too crazy away, you know what I mean? Because all you have to do is just do an event like every maybe not every 2 weeks, but it's easy because it's like free stuff per se, and people love events and appreciate events. And I'll be back with the event, boys. Then let me go into the history of this game quickly. So at one time, right, like if you've never seen like 2 years ago at least, or a little bit more, right, this captain used to be so bugged. Like you could literally place it and it would go through anything. And back in like the little middle part, from what I remember, wouldn't really like stop it. Then people used to literally like, we'd be randomly like just like playing escort mode, and like it would just randomly appear out of nowhere in the circle. You'd be like, wait, what the heck? The people were just randomly glitching, and you're like, okay, then imagine, right, having like a level like a 10 of these, maybe not level 10, but like a higher level, like back then. So for example, when this captain first came out, if you didn't have this, you were done, and everybody was using it. So it kind of felt like newbie. You're like, what the heck? But so I had to use it for a little bit, but then I was like, okay, this is gross. And I stopped using it. Then I was in school. That time that I stopped the game, I was like, whoa, this game is getting bugged and it's not gonna be correct. It was still in the beta version more so at that time. And that was like a part that was, I'm telling you, if you experienced that, that was crazy. Like literally ruined the game, and you had to have like mental courage to stay. Then next, I'll go with the Torterra like flame one. I wish I had a video to show these bad boys. Hopefully we can get one from one of the boys. But if you can see these things, you'd be like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? Oh yeah. And at one point, right, there wasn't like a crew system kind of thing. So it was literally like the ship was just what the ship was. So like that was also a reason I stopped playing, because I was like, compared to like, what's it called, like a Battle Bay at that time, there wasn't like the little flare factor, like how your ship could just be like and like slow it down like you're in the Matrix kind of thing. Then they added that randomly. I came back one day and I was like, what the heck is that little icon thing right there? Then they added like the little, like the cannon cooldown and plus the little speed icon. I was like, ooh. No, so before they didn't even have those icons, plus didn't even have like the cruise. So it was like so once they added like the thing, that's when ships really started to bend, because everything was more so slower pace and just like more like a captain kind of thing. So those was like, so you guys see what I'm saying at least. So that was even before like the haddock. So literally you just grab your whatever ship and just go straight, and once it stops, you couldn't even bend. So that was the part it was missing. Then the flame from the from this ship right here at that time, right, it wasn't a fireball, so it was like a live actual open flame from what I remember. And from that bad boy, like, trust me, that was crazy. Talk about OP, like an open flame, like blasting like 3-4 people, like, and once it like touched you, like you were done for in like literally like 3-4 seconds. So, and that was ruining the game, like, because imagine all these things that was happening, right? Because if you didn't have this at that time, you were pretty much done for, especially how OP it was. So if you didn't have any of those things, especially if you were like just starting to play, so like the game never had like a real base for people to continue to keep on playing. Because if you came in at the wrong time with that glitchy part, you're not gonna stay. What the heck? Forget this game. This game sucks. Then you came in once people just had this and you had like a whatever ship. Okay, this game sucks kind of stuff. So that was even better. Than the part I always talk about is this part. So if you didn't know, oh my gosh, this is like a long video, I swear, bro. Because if you didn't know, right, I'm gonna keep it like less than 15 minutes. I'm at 9 minutes right now. Okay, so at one time, this right here, right, was like the chance of reducing your torpedo. I feel like it was way more, like it was some crazy type stuff like that, like 80% or something, just wild. Like, so it was just always, as soon as they hit you, just back to back to back to back to back. So they finally changed that and reduced it. because I think it used to be like a 8 seconds reduction, so it was literally coming back to back. Then imagine people having like a 170 or 180 literally last year around this time. Like then at the same time, right? It was like this. This bad boy right here was crazy. So like it was like the freeze was like plus 3 more seconds, just say, to this level right here, and the cooldown was actually like less. So they had to like take those things away, because like there was this dude, like, oh my gosh. So if, for example, when Beetle and Megatron and the one all them boys would come out, right, or slow mo, like illusion freeze, like the stuff was so crazy. Like there was nothing you could do. That was before anybody was bending any dragon with ghosts, or nobody even was activating double ram at that time. So imagine these dudes are all freeze, and the Arnolds, and there was really no Arnolds at that time per se to even stop. So they literally helped make the Arnold for that situation. And like, and before the Arnold, nobody really understood how to really use dragon. So you guys see, I don't know, there's like a lot of crazy stuff, right? But like there's a lot of like, oh my gosh, I'm going too long though, but like you guys get what I mean. So if you experience those things like how we have, you will understand, like, wait a minute, this game is changing. Like, don't get me wrong though, right? It just needs a few more tweaks, and that's a fact. But yeah, shout out to my man's Megatron and the boys. Like, it's like this, right? Everybody has like that player they want to beat, right? So when I used to play, like, the person I always wanted to go against was a speed racer. I'd be like, damn, because like at that time I didn't understand why anybody would use like a dragon ship, because that was before I even knew about double ram or even use the dragon ship. I was like, why would anybody have a level 140 dragon compared to any of these other ships? But then this is doing Megatron, right? When it comes to like the leader of the warriors, it's like Beetle kind of, but like more intense and like legendary figure dudes. Like that was the one dude I always wanted to beat, kind of stuff, right? And like, I was like, what the heck? These things are so cool. Just like using their freeze and like emojiing back to you, and like trying to like kind of like not capture your spawn per se. Like you couldn't leave the spawn necessarily. And like, so I was like, you know what? In fact, not only used to do the peace out emoji, right, and the little cheers, then this is when the thumbs up came into play. So I got so annoyed. I'm like, dude, there's nothing you can do to even touch these dudes or beat these dudes, right? And the thumbs up was pretty much like, way to go, guys. You guys are the coolest guys in the world. Yeah, nice try. Because they were always emoji back to you too. Like, so no matter what you did, like there would be like a whole squad emojiing back to you, like in the worst ways possible, knowing you couldn't do anything. And especially when they would see me, because I always emoji at the beginning, they would make sure to just keep it coming. I'm like, damn, bro. So I was like, oh, okay, the only way to win is like mentally. It's like, okay, cool guys, brother. And back then nobody was doing that thumbs up, and I used to, like, at first I started doing it with like a temple. Then I was like, okay, you guys are annoying. Boom. So I just kept on doing it. Then one time I played against this team, and at that time I had my man's Monkey or Hams B at that time. And out of nowhere, I kept on doing it. I was doing it, and he literally, every time I would do it, he kept on doing it. And me being the childish person I am, I was like, wait a minute. And I just found that super, 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 super funny. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Kind of thing. And like, and after that moment, right? Like, I lost that battle, and like I feel like, I don't know if they destroyed me or who I was with though, but like they beat us, right? Then ran, and I was like, who the heck is that dude right there, right? Because literally he would match me back to back, but in like the funniest way, because like he would do the thumbs up too, and I was like, what the heck? Then the next battle we played, like doing the same thing. Then he matched me again. I was like, and I was like, who is this guy? And I added him as a friend, and at that time, like, we'll start the matches, and like, and Like I would do the thumbs up and he would do the thumbs up, do whatever emoji would just go back to back to back. And I just thought it was really, really funny. And I just kept on doing it. And now I'm addicted. And here you go, boys. Yo, to my mans, join our new fleet. Hey, thumbs up or we activate. Team activation station, baby. Team Ben. Yo, emoji gang. Yo. Yeah, I'm still coding, boys. Yo, to my man, I seen your Facebook post, my brother. My man said my coding ruined the game. To my man, brothers like y'all, give me positive motivation. Yo, I'm blessed. Say less.